Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I think I can talk about Descendants and Zombies for the rest of my life, because Descendants and Zombies has forever and always held a special place in my heart. Like, I know it's held a special place in your heart, so you guys have deserved the best video blogs ever when it comes to Descendants and Zombies. Especially when people like Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner are being criticized all the time, which really breaks my heart. So because it's forever and always broken my heart about how people feel about Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner and Malia Baker, I thought I would create a special show for you guys, where you could be almost guaranteed that there would be a video every day on this YouTube channel, and every day since last year, there has been a new video uploaded about Descendants and Zombies. And that's what's so cool and so appreciative of this YouTube channel, knowing that you're coming through on a guarantee for people who love Descendants and Zombies. Because I know how it goes. There are so many Descendants and Zombies YouTube channels claiming that they're going to upload a video every day for you guys that never ever surfaces. But at least on this YouTube channel, since its premiere on August 5th, 2024, this YouTube channel has come through with great videos on Descendants and Zombies and my analogies on how I feel about the product and how it's evolved over the last 10 years, because it's really gone through a metamorphosis. We've seen so many beautiful characters come and go in this franchise, but in the times that we've watched Descendants and Zombies, I think we've been left with more incredible moments than ever before, perhaps, with this brand new cast that I'm really excited to meet for Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland next summer. I'm really intrigued by Leah Segura coming in to play Red Sister Pink, because I think it will offer a lot of controversy to the plot for the first time ever, and where we will go from here remains to be seen. But that's what's really cool about Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland, is how many unpredictable things we are going to see in this franchise because of the consequences of time travel. Because you can't just go back in time and alter the fabric of time without expecting consequences. That's what's so cool about it. Come to think of it, I would love to go back in time and alter the fabric of time too. Really fool around with it, mess with it, and see what would happen, and then go back to present day and see what kind of consequences I would be faced with. That looks really cool. Come to think of it, I would love to pull a Phineas and Ferb and build a time machine in my backyard. And I know how that goes too. I've been promising you guys that I was going to build a roller coaster in my backyard and do the whole Phineas and Ferb thing for forever. I haven't found a contractor yet to convince him to build a roller coaster in my backyard, but if I ever get the opportunity to do it, it looks quite intriguing. Phineas and Ferb has always intrigued me to build time machines and different inventions, and because I was a big fan of that TV series, I've drawn inspiration from it. So just to let you guys know, I am working on building a roller coaster in my backyard, and we will get to that, as we will get to building a time machine too. I really do love talking about Descendants and Zombies for you guys, and I think that the reviews that I've put together about Descendants and Zombies are very different from the reviews that you've already seen on YouTube about Descendants and Zombies, the reviews that you're always seeing. Because these reviews show Kylie Cantrell and Ruby Rose Turner a profound amount of respect, which is what I've always wanted them to get to with their careers, especially Freya Skye. I've become a really big fan of Freya Skye in recent weeks. Have you noticed that I've uploaded a lot of videos about Freya Skye in recent weeks on this YouTube channel? I just saw her video for Fake It just last night, and everything about it, from the outfits to the way the video was choreographed, it was absolutely mind-blowing to me, and I really believe that she has a future filled with so much promise. So because she has a future filled with so much promise, should we be criticizing Freya Skye? That's the question that I want to present, and the argument that I will forever and always present about Freya Skye, because she's so dedicated to each and every one of you. That's something I get from Freya Skye every single time I see her step out onto a stage and do PR for interviews for zombies and what have you. She's so appreciative of each and every one of you, and she's someone who forever gets lost in the moment with each and every one of you too. So she's so appreciative of each and every one of you. So I think that same amount of appreciation can come from us directed towards Freya Skye. I will forever be a supporter of Freya Skye and a fan of her. I've become a super fan of Freya Skye in recent weeks, and you can get that from some of the videos that I've thrown up on this YouTube channel, because I think never enough promise can be thrown her way, and enough dedication can be shown to her by fans, because while she's showing the same dedication to each and every one of you, the feeling can be mutual. I think that critics are just excited to criticize whatever they can, and they will find the negative in whatever we're reviewing to say about it, to get reactions from us. So if we don't buy what they're selling, which is pretty much a logic explanation, I think that it would be a better world, and people would have more great things to say about people like Kylie Cantrell and Freya Skye, and people like Kylie Cantrell wouldn't want to smash her TV every night. By the way, those lights that Kylie Cantrell has over her TV in her house are really cool. She's inspired me to put up a lot of reciprocal lights around this room for my backdrop, for my YouTube videos, the posters, because I heard that story about how Kylie Cantrell had a girlfriend who had this boyfriend that had one poster in his room and a mattress on the floor, and I was thinking to myself, oh my God, that girl deserves better. So I had to one-up him, and I went out and got a bunch of posters, and I got a bunch of reciprocal lights. I couldn't have it go down that way. You know, I could have been one of those guys with a backdrop with no posters, no reciprocal lights, but when I heard that story about Clarke and Charles' friend, my heart was broken. Just as my heart was broken over stories about Ruby and Freya Skye, and I just wanted them to have a YouTube channel that they could actually watch and be proud to watch about a guy who actually loved them dearly and who had fans that loved Descendants and Zombies likewise. So because I have a lot of fans attracted for Descendants and Zombies videos that I've uploaded on this YouTube channel talking about mermaids and pirates and sirens, which I actually love talking about, because I live on this island where there are so many stories affiliated and associated with mermaids and pirates for years, hundreds of years, that go back hundreds of years before I was ever born. Come to think of it, I haven't been alive 100 years. Come to think of it, I would love to discover the Fountain of Youth and do the whole Indiana Jones thing. And, you know, dangle from cliffs and fear for my life and do the whole Tom Cruise kind of thing. That's why I've been wanting to get in on the Zombies franchise and all this action for forever. I would love to find the Fountain of Youth, live for forever, experience these fairy tales all over again. Come to think of it, I would love to go back in time and witness the premieres of Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty back in the 1950s, because I think there was a greater appreciation for those movies back in the 1950s, because some of these Disney classics date all the way back to the 1950s, early 1960s, and I have a greater appreciation for all these classics. I think that had something to do with how I was a big fan of Cinderella and Alice in Wonderland for forever, and when I tell you I was a really big fan of Alice in Wonderland, you had better believe that I was a big fan of Alice in Wonderland. I remember watching the original animated Alice in Wonderland movie years ago, the TV series that was spun off the success of the movie. I had a greater appreciation for all these Disney classics, no matter if you were talking about Beauty and the Beast. Belle's portrayal done by Peggy O'Hare was one that I absolutely fell in love with. Of course, Lily May's portrayal of Cinderella in the live-action Cinderella by 2015. I think there was just something about these classics that I just always had an appreciation for, and a greater appreciation for a lot of people who reviewed them, because they just reviewed them for the sake of reviewing them. And I think that if you're reviewing them for the sake of reviewing them, you're not really recognizing the potential that existed with a movie. Because I remember when development of Beauty and the Beast happened back in 1991, and everybody was so proud to see Beauty and the Beast get to the point that it did. And when it was finally released, I believe the producer of Beauty and the Beast had passed away, and he never got the opportunity to see the movie come into fruition. But I think that when the movie finally did become a reality for everybody, they got to a point where they realized that it happened. And that was the cool thing about seeing these movies become a fruition, was they finally got to a point where they realized they actually became a reality for everybody, and millions of families worldwide. It became a global phenomenon. I think that was the greatest show of appreciation that we got from movies like Beauty and the Beast and The Lion King, and it was really cool seeing these projects, you know, come full circle. And I think that's what gave me a greater appreciation for talking about these fairy tale characters and the essence behind them, because there really is a greater appreciation for Alice in Wonderland. There really is a greater appreciation for Cinderella, and I think in their hearts, Malia Baker and Clarke and Charles' hearts, they have forever and always had a greater appreciation and have never felt more honored to play these iconic characters inspired off of classic tales like Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty, which I have loved for forever. I go back to reading the original books, the novels. I go back to watching the original movies and seeing the voiceovers done by Peggy O'Hare bringing Belle to life, and Ariel, of course, done by Jodie Benson, who's a Christian singer who is so proud of everything her family has accomplished. I'm so proud to sit here and talk about classics like The Little Mermaid and Alice in Wonderland and Aladdin. So when I saw these characters inspired by all these classic fairy tales from Aladdin and Alice in Wonderland, I was so excited, because Disney had finally come into its own with a franchise that had inspired millions of people. Now, while it will be forever argued that High School Musical will be some of the most revered franchises of all time, with a record of a viewership of 17.8 million people tuning in, I think that will be an argument that will forever be presented. But I think that if you're talking about the new generation of fans, I think these fans are in a category of their own. They're in a class of their own, because they know how to respect and show respect to franchises that have come from out of nowhere. Because let's face it, Descendants was a franchise that came from out of nowhere. Nobody knew anything about it. Nobody ever thought it was going to amount to anything. But there's this thing about being a Disney fan for forever, and when you see potential existing from a franchise, you know potential exists, and you know it's going to be something special. And I knew from the very first moment that I saw Descendants and I laid eyes on it, it was going to be special, and it was going to be something that everybody was going to fall in love with. And everybody has fallen in love with Descendants. No matter if it was because of the music, no matter if it was because of the script, whatever you fell in love with Descendants because of, you fell in love with Descendants because of something. And because you have always held a special place in your heart for the music or the script or the story, I'm here to let you guys know there's nothing wrong with that. And I do have a greater appreciation for people who have fallen in love with the story of Descendants, because most people would fall in love with High School Musical because of the music. They wouldn't really care for the story. Most people would fall in love with Descendants just because of the music. But the thing is, there's some reason that you are a fan of Descendants and Zombies, and for whatever reason you are a fan of these franchises, I think it is really cool. No matter if you were inspired by the story, the music, the costumes, everything just came full circle for Descendants. And I think Kenny Ortega had never reached a moment in his life where he never felt more proud of everything he had accomplished, because we had seen him have success with High School Musical. We had seen him have success with Hocus Pocus, which everybody is watching now because we're just weeks away from Halloween. I can only imagine how many homes have streamed Hocus Pocus on Disney Plus. I'm one of them because I'm a big fan of Hocus Pocus and Bette Midler's portrayal of that wicked witch in Hocus Pocus. I think everybody around Halloween watches Hocus Pocus at least once. Come to think of it, I was actually at a Halloween party, I think last year, and everybody was watching Hocus Pocus. That's all they wanted to do. I was more intrigued by the treats on the snack table, and I rated that, but I think everybody was watching Hocus Pocus, so I used that to my advantage. I used Hocus Pocus as a distraction to sneak in more treats than I probably should have. But I noticed how everybody has an appreciation for Disney classics, especially around Halloween time, like Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire and Hocus Pocus. So even with all the success that Hocus Pocus saw and High School Musical saw, I think Kenny Ortega had gotten to a point with the original Descendants trilogy where he had never felt more proud of the accomplishments of Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson, who took something that people weren't really taking serious and they gave it more attention. And because they gave it more attention and showed the dedication that they had to Descendants and Zombies became a worldwide phenomenon. And now the torch has been passed on from them to Clarke and Trell, Malia Baker, and Ruby Rose Turner, and they are doing a fabulous job with this franchise because the PR was outstanding, it was blown out of proportion, and that's exactly what I wanted to have happen for it, because I think that if you're talking about these stars, you should talk about them with prestige. You should talk about them with respect, because I think that way too many people who upload these videos on YouTube don't know the first thing about respect. They don't know how to value people around them, and I think they're just doing it to get reactions to the fans of Descendants and Zombies because they know that you love the product. So anything they can tear down the credibility of, they're going to come at you 100%. And I think that if we don't give them the reactions that they're trying to sell to us, I think we will have a greater appreciation for Descendants and Zombies coming away from this. Because I really do believe that this is a franchise that actually has a chance of really lasting for forever. Because a franchise like this can just keep going on and on and on with so many unbelievable chapters and so many unpredictable moments. Because we don't know what's going to happen from one moment to the next when you talk about a franchise like Descendants. We don't know what's going to happen in a franchise like Zombies. Because the supernatural lore has a history of hundreds, if not thousands of years. So because you can go back throughout the history of the supernatural lore and explore the essence of trolls and witches and goblins and see so many characters, see their introduction into the Zombies franchise, why is somebody going on their YouTube channel saying, we're running out of supernatural characters? Obviously, it's coming out of the mouth of somebody who doesn't have an appreciation for supernatural lore. I mean, Halloween's always been one of my favorite times of year, and you would better believe I'm going to binge watch the original Zombies trilogy this year because of how prestigious Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires ultimately became in all of our hearts, because as far as I'm concerned, Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires was the best of the franchise. It will forever and always hold a special place in our hearts because of the story and the music and the characters who we have fallen in love with. Every video I upload on this YouTube channel about Victor and Nova gets hundreds of views, and so many people subscribing. Just last night, somebody subscribed because of a Freya Skye video I threw up because I was so fond of her portrayal of Nova. I love how she's a Kung Fu Panda fighting chick. I've always wanted to meet a Kung Fu Panda fighting girl. I've never had the opportunity to. I've met a lot of people who've done karate before and jiu-jitsu and stuff and probably could kick my ass, but I've never had the opportunity to actually meet a girl who can do that kind of thing. So I think that these characters really have allowed us to draw inspiration, have made us feel more confident, and have forever and always held a special place in our hearts because of what they've represented over the years. And I give Clarke and Trell and Freya Skye a tremendous amount of respect, and I want to show them the respect they deserve, because when they are crying because of how people feel about them, because their performance level was not living up to a certain criteria, who really cares? As long as Clarke and Freya go out there and they have fun, that's all that's expected of them. And that's why I would love to be the writer and producer of Descendants and Zombies, not only to write and produce this for you guys, but to take off the pressure, the shoulders of Clarke and Freya and Freya Skye, because when they are faced with so much criticism, I think it is completely unnecessary. It's blown completely out of proportion. And as long as these critics get these reactions, these priceless reactions out of each and every one of us, they are getting exactly what they want. But as long as we don't buy into what they are selling, and we don't buy what they are selling, I think that at the end of the day we feel more accomplished, because we know we were a fan of a franchise that is so prestigious, that has forever and always held a special place in all of our hearts. Just after 9:14 a.m. this morning, the first video was uploaded on my YouTube channel. So how this YouTube channel goes, for those of you who are new here, who just recently subscribed, every day I try to upload at least 3 to 4 videos about Descendants and Zombies while you're in school, while you're coming home from school, on your way to school. So when you get home and throw your book bag down on the floor, you can watch a bunch of Descendants and Zombies videos with my thoughts in on it, because you had better believe that next year is coming fast. And because next year is coming fast, that means Descendants by Book of Wonderland is that much closer. And we have more of a reason to be excited than ever before. So because we have more of a reason to be excited than ever before, you had better believe that Jonathan Clarke is working fast on his YouTube channel to upload as many Descendants and Zombies videos as he can. Because everybody is on their YouTube channel today saying, hey, Jonathan Clarke, you got to make sure zombies happens quicker for us, so you got to upload hundreds of videos about Descendants and Zombies. I know. I'm going as fast as I can. Actually, just last night, I saw Jessica Simpson's debut album from 1999. It was called Sweet Kisses, and it got me to thinking about how Jessica Simpson came from out of nowhere, a girl from Texas who went on to become a superstar overnight. And it got me to thinking about Clarke and Freya, and how far Clarke and Freya have come in just a short amount of time, and how popular Clarke and Freya is. For sure, Clarke and Freya can forever present an argument of being the next Hannah Montana, because I really do believe that Clarke and Freya exemplifies this unbelievable energy and this profound amount of dedication to everything that she does, because she believes in each and every one of you just as much. And as long as she has the honor of entertaining each and every one of you, because that's all she ever wanted to do ever since the age of 9 years old, on her YouTube channel Hello Kylie, which she drew inspiration from Hello Kitty. It's unbelievable to me how many people love Hello Kitty and how much Hello Kitty merchandise there is out there. There's actually a store 10 minutes away from where I live that sells specifically Hello Kitty merchandise, and it's the cutest place ever in the world. I'm not sure what the name of it is. Probably the next time that I'm out, I'll drop by the store and I'll get the name of it for you guys. But there's specifically a store near me that sells Hello Kitty merchandise. You walk in there and everything is Hello Kitty. I think it's actually at the mall, but the next time I'm out, I'll swing by the store and get the name of it for sure for you guys. But I really love how Clarke and Freya took something like Hello Kitty and she turned it into Hello Kylie on YouTube and just wanted to review shows like Sam and Cat and Victorious, and became a superstar because of it. I've always wanted to review Sam and Cat and become a superstar overnight because of it, because of my thoughts on Ariana Grande and Taylor Swift. And some way or somehow, I like to believe that I did that. I may not have done it as successfully as what Clarke and Freya did for sure, but I'm known more because of Descendants and Zombies and because of each and every one of you guys. Seriously, thank you so much, because you guys took something that started as a whisper that is truly undeniable, and you turned it into a global phenomenon overnight, because this YouTube channel gets thousands of views every day. We're averaging up to about 12,000 views per month. And if you have a YouTube channel that has over 12,000 views per month, you know you created something special for everybody who was a fan of Disney and Nickelodeon. Because I really do believe that even though we don't admit to it, each and every single one of us who watch these videos on YouTube were a fan of Disney or Nickelodeon at one point or another in our lives. So because we were a fan of Disney or Nickelodeon at one point or another in our lives, I think we have a greater appreciation to showcase. And the best way to showcase that appreciation is by uploading hundreds of videos on Descendants and Zombies, or the franchises we love, because at one point or another in our lifetime we were a fan of High School Musical, and if not High School Musical, Descendants and Zombies. It's Descendants, Zombies, or die now. That's the way we live. That's the way of life now, because if you don't have an appreciation for Descendants or Zombies, you're just not cool. You're pretty much a loser, which is what I was before I met all of you. Because you guys introduced me to this concept of Descendants and Zombies. I thought it was cool, the concept of a girl falling in love with a zombie for the rest of her life, living happily ever after, and I have had no regrets since. And I've loved uploading videos, actually, on Meg Donnelly. Come to think of it, today I'll probably upload a new video on Meg Donnelly, because I haven't uploaded a Meg Donnelly video in a really long time. I've been showing my appreciation and showcasing my love for Freya Skye, which gets a lot of views on this YouTube channel, which, by the way, guys, thank you so much for showing your love and support for Freya Skye, because never enough love and support can be shown for Freya Skye. I saw a shout-out that Freya Skye gave to her fans on YouTube the other day after about 1,450 comments had been posted for the Fake It music video, and she uploaded a comment and she said, "Thank you guys so much for your love and appreciation. Great things are on the horizon, and I'm really excited to see what's on the horizon for Freya Skye, because I think never enough nice things or great reviews can be posted about someone like Freya. Freya is a beautiful person. She has such a great personality, and she has a bright future in store for her and her fans, and I'm excited for each and every one of you. I would have loved to have been in attendance at the Worlds Collide Tour just to experience this, just to see your reactions, you guys lost in the moment. I would have loved it. I would have seriously loved to be a part of it. I think that never enough great reviews of Descendants and Zombies can happen on YouTube from day to day, and I'm just so honored to be here with you guys talking about Descendants and Zombies. So we will do this all over again in just a few hours from now. I have a lot to say where Descendants and Zombies goes, which, by the way, guys, if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to do that. I'm going to swing by the Hello Kitty store and get the name of it for you guys. If you subscribe, I'll probably have a name for you later on today. That's not guaranteed, but I know there is a Hello Kitty store literally 5 minutes away from me. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, go crazy for Descendants and Zombies, because it's a way of life. Descendants, Zombies, or die, which I really appreciate. I can never tell you enough how much I appreciate Descendants and Zombies through showcasing it on this YouTube channel. Nearly 70,000 views have happened. Let's see if we can make it happen by the end of today, early tomorrow. I'm looking forward to the future. Of course, this weekend is Thanksgiving in Canada. Happy early Thanksgiving to our Canadian fans who watch this show. I know I have a lot of people subscribed from Canada. Canadian Thanksgiving happens this weekend. I will be here all throughout Canadian Thanksgiving weekend talking about Descendants of Zombies, as I am every day. So if you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to do that. Come to think of it, I live in Canada, and I haven't picked up any pumpkin pie or any cranberry sauce yet. So I got to run out and get that done. Stay calm, zombie on into the foreseeable future, and we will talk more about Descendants of Zombies throughout today.